Inspiring change. Power 98.7. Now we're talking.
Righto, then in our tech feature this evening, the countdown has begun for Africa Tech Week 2025, the continent's premier technology and digital transformation event, set to take place on June the 3rd and the 4th at the Century City Conference Center in Cape Town. It's built as designed to give insight. Or to be insight-driven and solution-focused. And this year's event is expected to gather industry pioneers, policymakers, and investors to accelerate Africa's digital economy. Let's hear more. I've got on the line the head of brand at Africa Tech Week, Clay Tsapi. Good evening, and thank you so much for your time.
Good evening, Chief. How are you?
No, I'm very well, thank you. Thank you so much for making time for us at this time of the night. Really appreciate it. Just talk to us about Africa Tech Week for, I've kind of mentioned a little bit about what it's all about, but maybe just give us a bit more background as well, how long Tech Week has been running now and so forth.
Well, Tech Week has been running for the past 8 years. I think we had a break in between, obviously, because of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So this year will be our 7th edition.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm. And as you head into the 7th edition, as you say, what would you say have been the most significant milestones for you, and what you've been able to achieve with Tech Week or through Tech Week?
I think what's been key over the years really has been what we could call the rise of African tech talent and innovation hubs. I think Cape Town really has been a key player in raising innovation hubs and raising tech talent, even talent that has gone on to dominate the global tech space. And it's also been critical, in driving, or you could call it a strong push towards green tech, ESG aligned business models, and sustainable urbanization, all as a result of the issues raised initially and solutions sought, and companies or tech startups inspired to go on and find solutions, particularly around green technology. Those are ESG-aligned business models created, and some of the urgent needs for the African space that we have seen, addressed over the years, issues around cybersecurity, data protection, and a strong push towards protection of data, largely around the fintech space. All those issues raised through our platform and the solutions that have come up because of the issues raised.
Right.
Yeah.
And how has Tech Week grown in over the 7 years or 8 years that it's actually been up and running?
Yeah, it has evolved significantly over the years, and it's reflecting the fast-paced changes in the African digital landscape and the growing appetite for innovation and transformation. The tech showcase has grown to to become a strategic innovation platform. Initially, it was focused on showcasing just the latest technologies and the latest startups. But now it has become a high-impact platform for strategic discussions, cross-sector collaborations, policy dialogue, and even investment in the African digital economy. I think when we started also, we were so South African centric.
Yeah.
Really focused on the local stakeholders, but it has since grown to become a largely Pan-African and even global gathering.
Wonderful.
Attracting delegates, speakers, and even, sponsorship partners from across the continent and some even beyond. I remember the year before last, we even had will.i.am, the musician,
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all right.
Yeah. So we have really grown, really, and I think one of the highlights also is the thought leadership, which I believe has deepened, over the years. I think when we started, we were so product-driven, and the sessions were product-driven. Even the keynote presentations were so much product-driven. But now it has become curated, content-rich, sessions featuring deep dive panel discussions. We now have fireside chats with technical, workshops, and some executive roundtables, on subjects like AI, digital transformation, Web3, cybersecurity, fintech, etc. And and we also now have the awards. The awards. Initially, when we started, I think it was simple recognition ceremony. But it has since become a prestigious celebration of innovation excellence, where we spotlight startups, big corporations, public sector initiatives. We even look at women in tech, industry pioneers. We even now have what we call the pitching den. Yeah. That's how strong it has grown over the years.
Fantastic. You touched, you mentioned, you were talking about Cape Town there, and about what's going on there in terms of how they've got a bit of a booming tech space there. What's different there? I mean, what is it about Cape Town that lends itself to that? And I'm just wondering, in fact, across the continent, what is the emerging picture? In terms of tech and tech development, is it all come down to? Is it a function of, where the money is to support, startups and all of that? Or because I also get a feeling that we don't have a culture of venture capitalists and all of that. Yeah,
it's still raw in Africa, generally. But I can tell you that Cape Town, particularly the government of the Western Cape, and indeed the Cape Town municipality, the metro, they have positioned the city as a hub, strategically so, and that has significantly attracted, investors this side, and they have deliberately supported startups, which has influenced VCs to, cast their eyes this side of the country. And in terms of Africa-wide, I think it goes down to which governments really have invested, and not just in the startups, but also supporting businesses that are digitally transforming, and even giving them business. So you will look at Nigeria as one of the big ones, Egypt, and in South Africa, definitely the Western Cape has featured, I think, a big time. Yeah.
Does that explain why Tech Week is happening in Cape Town then?
To an extent, yes, although we have an obligation to spread the awareness right across the country. So at some point you will see us hosting the same event in other provinces.
Okay.
Needless to say that I think our next port would be the Gauteng region very soon.
Oh, excellent. Sounds good. All right. Who do you think actually or not who do you think, of course, who's best placed to benefit from taking in Tech Week? Who are your main target audience, if I can put it that way?
It's largely business and government, obviously. But I think over the years we've taken much interest in small to medium enterprises, because we realize now that if small businesses innovate, they can grow quickly. One of the challenges that businesses face in terms of growth is competition, and when you are slow, you tend to be outsmarted by those that are quick to deliver services, that are smart in terms of their their chains, and that are also doing very well in terms of numbers, production numbers. So the more you employ tech, the better you can be able to service your clientele, so to speak.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I sincerely hope that the message will start to filter down to where we want it, and that we can spread, whatever it is that they're doing down there in Cape Town, get it nationwide, because that is where that kind of innovation, or encouraging of innovation, really is where the future of our economies lie. And I think that goes for the rest of Africa as well. But for now, let me thank you, Clay Tsapi, and wish you well with this year's installment of Tech Week.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
There you go. He is the head of brand. That's Africa Tech Week, talking about this year's event, which takes place the 3rd and the 4th out there in Cape Town. So actually it starts tomorrow and Thursday that it'll be on.